So the biggest thing with Teach for America is empowering children from disenfranchised communities so that they have access to a quality education and they can be leaders within their communities. So because this is a systemic issue, me personally, I stayed in the classroom to address educational inequity. But I know some people who are now principals. They've started their own schools. They've started their own after-school programs. Some people have gone on to make reforms as it relates to law. And some people go into the private sector to make a difference and even work for Teach for America themselves. So you can address educational inequity and injustices in so many different ways. So really, Teach for America is a network where you're just trying to make the change and make the impact that is necessary so that these inequalities, inequities, injustices are not keeping or oppressing our children any longer. The question is, recall a time when you experienced a breakdown while you were working with others. How did you navigate the situation? What did you learn about yourself in the process? Okay. So recently I collaborated with a science teacher to provide a professional development related to stations for the staff. So I approached this informally, in which I would go by her classroom and ask her, hey, when do you want to meet? What time works for you? Okay. And she would say like Thursday after school. So the first time we met, she had students. I didn't bring an agenda. And in short, I understand we're teachers. We have a lot of meetings. You kind of want to kill two birds with one stone. Let me meet with this teacher. Let me tutor with my students. However, that kept us from maximizing the productivity related to us getting the work done for the PD. I didn't say anything at this meeting. I didn't say anything. We had been interrupted by students. A bee came in the classroom. We were trying to catch the bee multiple times. And once again, nothing got done. So I came by our classroom, asked her when she wanted to meet. We did not set up any norms or anything. I came to her class again a week later, once again on a Thursday. She had students. She would have full-on conversations with the students while I would be like taking notes and trying to come up with the stations. So this bothered me. This time though, I felt the need to be direct. Okay, what I learned is it's important to be direct. So I asked her, I said, hey, when is a time when we can meet without students? Because I don't feel like we're getting a lot done. And what I have found is when you're direct, most of the time you think people are going to be offended and upset, but they're not. So she told me that we would be able to meet, I believe it was a Tuesday or Wednesday, and that this time we could meet in my classroom, okay? And when we met the third time, I already had an agenda as far as, okay, what do we want to cover for our stations? What do we want to already have done? What needs to be done beforehand, okay, as well. And I had emailed her that and talked to her as far as what needs to be done beforehand. It was 10 times more productive. Like, what I learned is, if you have an agenda, even if you're just meeting with one person, even if it seems very chill, if you need to have an agenda, be direct, and say, hey, this is what we need to get accomplished in this amount of time. And at the end of the day, that whole collaborative process, it's more meaningful, it's more productive, and you don't have to worry about there being any issues as far as like resentment or frustration.